Hey, this is John Young here with the Disc Jockey News and Disc Jockey News TV. Today we're going to be doing something live on the interweb. We're going to be unboxing. I've got two of the Chauvet DJ Swarm Wash FX here. This is their kind of an all-in-one light. It gives you a wash. There's some UV in that. There's a laser. There's some like a beamer type effect on this. It's all in one unit. And I have two of them. And I'm also going to be hooking that up to a simple DMX controller, and we're going to do this live because these have not been opened or anything. And I want to do this live so you guys can get an idea of what this is like and how it's all working and such, and that's going to be today's video. Right now I want to make sure that the streams are up and going. I see a stream there. Good. If you guys are following and watching, I'm going to be doing this on Facebook Live and on YouTube, and I'm not going to be, unfortunately, able to follow chats very well because I'm kind of doing everything at the same time. But we'll give it a try and see what we can do with that. I'm just going to put the pop out to the link here so I can see that. If you go out to youtube.com/discjockeynews/live, I believe that'll take you to the video that you guys can check that out. But I believe that's where we're at, and maybe we're not. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be working. Stream is offline. Well, if it's not on that, it's on Facebook, and that's where we're at. So anyway, let's get to to our show here today. So I'm going to bounce you to the other camera, and you guys can still hear me. On the table here, I've got my two boxes here from Chauvet. I'm just going to open these up. These have not been opened up. I just took them out of their shipping wrap. We've got our information here. And I apologize if the audio, as I'm standing up and doing these things. Okay, these are a little bit heavier. I'm going to have to take it off the table, actually, and put it on a chair so I can pull things out. Because it's a little bit, my table is like a little tall. It's got the clamp here, the bracket, I should say, that you would put an O-clamp on or something. We'll set that off to the side. And then the light itself comes with its, you can see it's got some styrofoam packing on it, and it's in a plastic bag. Now, we've looked at these lights on a few occasions at some different events. At NAMM, we looked at these. I believe we saw these already. I'm not sure about DJ Expo of last year, but at LDI and NAMM, and then, of course, Mobile Beat. A nice-looking light. And I probably have it upside down. There we go. I've got to do the same thing here. So, again, gang, you are watching this live. This is the stuff you would be doing when you're getting ready to set up this light show. Now, the reason I have two of these is one of these is very impressive, and it would work for most of your DJ shows. But having one on each side of your system is something that I've been talking about, and I think would be the best way to use this particular light fixture from Chauvet DJ. So, we have two of these. This will be just the setup video. And we're going to, again, just get them to the point where they are being controlled by the DMX controller. And then, from there, we will go on and do put them up on tripods and do that type of a light stand and do that video. And we'll put it over here. Before we started today, what I did, and all I've done so far, is I took these out of their shipping box. I have, there we go, we have them both up, there we are, yay! We have our controller here. I plugged in a DMX wire, an XLR wire actually, to that controller. Here, I'm going to flip back to this camera. So we plugged in our controller, we have that, and then I have two of the IEC cables because they come with a couple, but I didn't want to be wrestling around to go and grab those. So they are already plugged in. I just need to grab and maneuver them. So as we look in the front, we have got our UV around the outside. We have an RGB LEDs on the inside that's going to give us a wash, and it also does the beaming effect. Then we have we should have our laser here. You know what, gang? It's been so long, and I apologize. I should have looked at this, but I kind of didn't want to look at this. I wanted to basically just do it while in front here, so you guys are going to see at the same time. So if I have some of this wrong, I apologize. We're going to find out together on what this all has and does. I can tell you for surely there's a DMX in, and a DMX out. That's pretty easy to tell. So we're going to get that hooked up and get ready to pop the power over to the other one, or to get the power hooked up. I just want to go and see if this will, there we go. And I'm going to check, again, this is live, gang, so you gotta bear with me for just a second. I want to see if our stream is going, and it does not seem to be going here, unfortunately. I don't know why, I can't tell you why the stream didn't go for YouTube. Oh well, we'll have to upload this a little bit later. So I'm going to grab my two wires. They are down here. Again, excuse the ugly angles and everything here. I'm going to flip to this screen so you guys can see. Actually, I'm going to flip back to the other one. So it has an IEC in, and I can actually piggyback, if you can see this on the bottom. It has a standard plug, so I could actually piggyback out of that to the other one, which, of course, if I would have known that in advance, that would have been a cool thing to know. But I didn't know, and I didn't look. The only thing I did look before we started was I wanted to find out if the DMX channels, how many channels this could run on. Because as you can see, I've got an Obey 10 here, and I wanted to make sure that it could be controlled by an Obey 10. There are two DMX modes with this. There's a 2-channel and a 16-channel. And right now, they are both saying that they are in, turn this around so you guys can see this. Both of them are saying they are in DMX address 1. And we're going to go 2-channel mode, 2-channel mode. So out of the box, they're in 2-channel mode. So that means I should be able to turn on my controller and click first fixture. Now that means that if everything's right, these two sliders right here should control that. Here is all the prep I did for this besides opening the boxes. I printed off the 2-channel, what the options or the different things are for that, the settings. So as I look at this, there's auto program speed, which is slider 2. Slider 2 is the auto program speed for the first 200 basically, and then it's sound active from 201 to 255. What that means is basically as I'm going up here, you guys probably can't, I'm going to switch to full screen on this 1 second, and I'm going to tip this up so you guys can maybe see. If you can see this little LED here, it may or may not be showing, but it's 00, and as I go up, so this is going to change the speed of, let's see, the program speed that it's going through right now, because there's built-in programs. And once I get above 200, like right in here, now it's in sound active mode for all of the effects. And we're going to play with that a little bit, although I don't have much for sound active besides me talking, and I don't know how well that's going to work, but we'll see what happens with that. So everything should be set up. We'll move this just up a little bit just because. Now on slider 1, 0 through 15 is blackout. So if I go up to about 16 into the 20s, I should have, it says wash only. And if I move this up to, let's go 190. Let's take a look and see. We're going to turn these around. I'm going to switch back to full screen mode for a sec so you guys can see this. Yeah, this is high-end production here, ladies and gentlemen. This is really high-end stuff. Okay. Maybe I'll take these between the two. Okay, so there you go. You're seeing... So obviously, I was wrong. The outside is not, that is the RGB is out there. Again, gang, I apologize. So we're getting our kind of moonflower effect from this area. Those are our LEDs around the outside. I just wanted to basically get this up and play with it and show you guys how easy it is and that basically it's working right out of the box. So this is in our wash chases only here, which was up to about 30. Now we get into 31. Now we're into our laser only. Now in the instructions it talks about the lasers to make sure you're shooting those above heads. You don't want those shooting into people's heads. But it looks like we've got a red and green laser. Oh, I must have gone to 49. What is 49? 49 is the derby only. So we're seeing on the back wall, I'm seeing a lot of different colored spots and different things. What I want to see is if, okay, so we're getting green and white. Looks like they are synced up very well. Going left and right, back and forth. Okay, now we've got kind of a strobe going on right there. And it looks like it's kind of a cool white strobe. Let's continue on. So now we're up into 79. 79 will give us the wash, laser, and derby all together. So again, our wash is the outside. Right now it's in UV, it's showing UV. The laser and the derby is doing the beams. And we can continue up to a point where we get to 136. So I'm going to jump up to 136 or beyond 136. Let's go to between 136 and 150 is wash and laser only. So you can see it's kind of chasing the outer ring, which is kind of cool. And then it has the laser. It goes to UV and the laser kicks in. Let's continue on to, let's go up to, I'm going to go to 197. 196 is when we switch over to strobes, and 196 is strobes and lasers. So there's our lasers, and there's our strobes. Again, I wanted to basically be doing this live for you guys, so I'm not going to have people say, oh, you went and studied and it went too easy for you. No, I didn't do any of that. These came in, they came in yesterday, and here we are today. So this is being done live. So let's go all the way back down to, let's see, I want to go to about 20 again. There, we're back down to our wash. So you're seeing the wash chase. And now we're going to adjust the program speed. I'm going to pull this way down. And now I'm going to slide it up. Program speed goes all the way up to 200. So I'm going to take it to 190, roughly 199. Oh, I want to be just below 200. There, 198. So that one, in essence, be about as fast as that program is going to go on its own. We go above that, and now we're sound active. And it looks like it's sound active per device. It's not like they're linked. So in order to probably get them to be sound active and work together, I would need to probably have one the sound active and the other one as a slave, I'm guessing. So let's turn these around a little bit so you guys can see. And let's see, I think it's caught my little camera a little bit, so we're going to get that adjusted. Oops. Ready to. Again, this is all being done live here, so excuse the view as we're moving things around. But what I want to show is what this looks like up on the curtain, so you guys can have an idea of what this looks like. So there we are, and now I'm going to go through. So this was, let's see, I'm at 50 some. That was probably the derby. I'm going to go back to in the 20s. So here's the wash. And now let's go to, this should be the lasers. Yes, there we go. It's a little tough to see. And now we're going to continue up to 40. Now we should be the derby, which you're seeing those what I'm pretty impressed with is we're getting a nice solid color. You're not having any kind of weird LED things showing up on any of the colors here. Let's see. So this must be 66 would be strobe only, which this is actually kind of cool. If you're into 18 channel mode with that strobes, I mean that's really bright. You're going to be able to illuminate the dance floor and give a nice light at different times when you're going to need 18 channel mode again. But you could have your color, your strobes on to give you kind of a white light, and then you could bring up a little bit of red to give it to kind of soften it a little bit with some pink, and it could be a nice way to be able to illuminate your dance floor. Oops, that's not the one I want to go over here. Let's go all the way up to all the effects at the same time, just because we can. They come with a hanging bracket. You can see there's a little security hook down here, so you can use a chain when you're mounting these up in the air, so they are safe up on the different truss work. 2 DMX channel mode, which again, channel 1 is the programs, channel 2 is controlling the speed of it. They also have 18 channel mode, which is full control of the fixtures, which if you're using these in most applications, I would highly recommend the 18 channel mode. But that's it. Hook them up and tried them out, demoed them. They all work and everything works fine. It looks like a really cool light. This would be something that you're going to be able to use. You could get these 2 fixtures. They come with a remote control, I believe. Or, hang on, let's make sure. I don't want to talk out of school. They can use an IR remote and control everything. I'm not seeing it, so maybe it's something you have to buy on the side. Again, I haven't looked at it because I wanted to do this all with you guys. So it's probably something that isn't here. It might be. I don't think it's in the box. I didn't see it. So it must be something that if you want to have the IR remote, you can buy those. They're cheap on their website. But Chauvet makes a remote, and then you'd be able to have one set for the master that you're controlling with the IR remote, the second one as a slave, and you could have one on each side of your DJ system, and they would work and work well. So the device name, this is the Chauvet DJ Swarm Wash FX. Somebody asked about that, so we have that. If you guys haven't had a chance, I can move one of these around and we'll leave one backwards because they're synced up, so I can do that. Here we go. I want to make sure that there we go. I'll move this one out of the way of that one, and I'm going to see if I can get it so it's not going to blow the screen away. I'm not seeing all of the chat, unfortunately, on Facebook for those of you who have questions and such on that. So if I missed something, I apologize. But again, this is the Swarm Wash FX from Chauvet DJ. 2 of these could be a complete light show. These are under $300 a piece. So I believe if you watch around, if you go to DJ Expo, I would almost guarantee these are going to be under $250 a piece. Almost guarantee. Better than the Swarm 5. It has a wash capability. So I've got a strobe, which you're seeing right now. I've got around the outside, I've got the wash capability. I've got the derby capability with these rectangular pieces. And then I've got UV that is also built into this. So I've got UV, wash with an RGB UV. I've got strobe and laser. I've got a green and red laser. So I like this fixture basically because it has the ability to do a wash. I can have a nice fill of one side of the dance floor, hence why there's 2, one side for one side for the other, and that way you've got everything covered. I've got the cool things that are going to be bouncing around the room, and as I'm watching and looking at the derby lights, it's giving me kind of a nice pattern. The red and green lasers can do some really cool things where they can go and make it look like a star field and some different actions with that. And if you guys have seen some of I've done a couple of videos with the min lasers from Chauvet DJ. I really love those, to put those up on the ceiling because it makes it kind of a weird red and green and blue ceiling on top. It really looks cool over the dance floor. So very excited about these. My biggest probably concern, and I don't know how this is going to be, is that typically with the wash lights you want those kind of aimed down towards your dance floor. In this particular case with that laser, I don't know if you would aim this down or if you'd end up having to aim this kind of up a little bit. In the instructions, granted I didn't. Well, you know what? You guys are with me, and we're going to just pull those out. I want to show you the picture. But in the user's manual, it shows a picture recommending that this fixture be shot over the heads of folks. If I can find that. DMX channel. Right now it's on two DMX channels. One that controls the programs and the second that controls the speed of said programs. But if you guys can see this, I wanted to show you this. It's showing that, you know, and this is with all lasers, is you don't want these aimed at the people. So you'd want that, you know, the whole, there we go, the whole fixture to be up and over the head, which means as you're looking at this particular diagram, that's where your lights are going to be focused as far as your derby is going to be over the heads, which isn't a bad thing. But the wash would be up in the air too. And there's times where I want to have that wash light down and illuminating the dance floor a little bit, especially if I can do it from wide enough angles. That way, you know, the guests can be out there dancing and there's enough light for them to dance. I can maybe dim them down a little bit. They can be having some fun on the dance floor. Not, you know, the bright lights aren't hitting them in the face, because that's a pet peeve of mine, to have me trying to talk, you know, as I'm trying to talk to you, Mr. Cameron, if I have this shining right in your eyes, you know, the camera gets washed out. And for older people, that happens too. So you've got to be really careful when setting your lights, that if I'm the DJ, I don't want to put light here and then try to talk, because no one will see me. I need to have my lights far enough and wide enough so that the lights are coming at angles, and ideally having something for a soft wash coming back that I could turn on, so then I'm illuminated, then I can talk to the crowd and they can see me, and that will draw attention. Then when I'm done speaking, I can shut my lights off and the lights can go do their thing, and light, everything is great. So again, these are Chauvet DJ Swarm, the Swarm Wash FX. They've got a few in the Swarm line, but this is the one that I saw and I was the most excited about, and it's because of that wash capability, which will be able to cover a dance floor for a person. If you guys have got any questions after the video is posted up, I'll try to follow for the next couple of days, and just put those down in the comment section down below. Otherwise, gang, thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time here with one of our shows here from the Disc Jockey News and Disc Jockey News TV. Thanks for watching.